Click, click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? The Nothing But Niners crew is back, man. And guys, the biggest game of the season is finally here. All right, not finally. We got like 2 hours, right? 2 hours. This is going to be your pregame right here. We're going to break it all down and everything. Now, guys, if you know anything about us already, you know that we have to go through the formalities for every show. It's going to be hard to do because I got a lot of excitement bubbling and brewing over here, but I'm going to try to do it anyway, okay? So we're going to start by this. This is your first time here on the YouTube channel. I want to take some time out and thank you guys, okay? It's been a long 3-year journey, and man, oh man, what a time to be alive. The 49ers are finally in the postseason. Since we've been doing this show, this is the first time that we can say that we are going to get to cover the 49ers on our YouTube channel in the postseason. Regardless of the outcome of today's game, the Niners will either be a 5th seed or the number 1 seed. But either way, we will be in the playoffs, guys. So, wow, boom, boom, boom for that, right? Thank everybody for who has ever followed us, from our first follower all the way to our most recent follower. You are all just as important, okay? Make sure you guys hit a couple of buttons on your YouTube channels, okay? First, you want to hit that like button. That like button is going to be really, really important because it's going to help other faithful find us, okay? You're going to want to make sure you hit that like button. That like button is going to create some crazy algorithms that's going to pop us up on people's timelines and get the autoplay and stuff like that going, so we appreciate all that as well. And then last but certainly not least, you want to hit that subscribe button. That way you guys can find us in your notifications. You don't have to go looking for us or anything like that, okay? There's also a notification button that you know exactly when we're going live. You get the alerts before the broadcast starts and all that good stuff. So make sure you guys hit that as well. Hit us up on our social media pages, and those are going to be on Twitter and Snapchat. Those handles are Nothing But 9 ERS. Again, that is Nothing But 9 ERS. Make sure you give us a follow on Twitter as well as Snapchat. We have Instagram for you too. There's Nothing But Niner. That's spelled all the way out. The same thing as our Facebook page. If you guys have never been over there on the Facebook page, I have to tell you guys, that is the place to be. The community over there is strong, and they talk to anybody and everybody about everything. We have people in there just saying, hey, guys, it's my birthday. And you get, boom, hundreds of responses in there. Happy birthday. Shout outs to everybody. If it's your birthday today, man, oh man, you're in for a present, okay? So give us a follow on both of those. The Instagram page is popping also, man. That is the spot to be. Man, the Instagram page is also really, really fun because Mike is the one doing it all. I don't know how to use Instagram, but he posts some really cool pictures, and there's like music playing in the background. I guess it's part of the story, whatever that is. I tell you what, this 49er story this year has been really, really fun, so I can't wait to see what Mike is bringing over there. Give us a follow on both of those avenues. Nothing But Niners. Now, you forget anything that I said, don't worry, we got you covered. The website is www.nothingbutniners.com. That is spelled all the way out. There are no spaces. There are no numbers. It is www.nothingbutniners.com. Make sure you give us a follow over there, all right? You're going to see articles over there. You're going to see pictures, a page dedicated to the faithful for all of you guys, right? You're in your game day gear, right? You guys see what it is. Bang, bang, Niner gang, right? That's what they said, okay. My wife hates that song, sorry. But yeah, so bang, bang, Niner gang, right? Click, click, boom. You guys know what it is already, okay? Make sure you give us your game day attire photos. You got your car decked out? I want to see that too, man. All right. If you got your office space decked out, you got your computers and everything, your screensavers, send all of that stuff. I want to see it all. Your children, your pets, anything 49ers related, we want to see it. Christmas just passed. And if you guys are into all that, I want to see your Christmas trees if you got 49ers decorations up there. All right. Send us those. You can send it to us all in an email. It's nb9ers@nothingbutniners.com. Again, that's nb9ers@nothingbutniners.com. All right, guys. I'm here to bring it to you guys. And this is how I'm hoping the Niners come in there today, too. All gas, no break. What is the break? We don't know. We're going nonstop 100 miles an hour today, guys. So that is what we're hoping to see today. And, guys, that is it. You know who I am already. I'm your guy, Mike, 49ers Mike _NFL on Twitter. Give me a follow over there if you'd like. All right. Let's talk some 49ers, guys. Now, a couple of guys are going to be popping here in a little bit. So in the meantime, I got to talk, man. I got to get some things off of my chest. I told you guys that when I came back, I was going to start demanding respect for some of our players, okay? Now, I'm going to start with Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo was the guy that we have to start respecting, okay? I'm going to bring my man Tony in here, but let me go on my rant while Tony is getting ready, okay? Jimmy Garoppolo was a guy that we have to start respecting, all right? Jimmy Garoppolo is no longer this quarterback that we don't know who he is. We don't know how he plays. We don't know. We know plenty about Jimmy Garoppolo, okay? Now, is he a finished product? Absolutely not. Let me get Tony in here. He's absolutely not. What's going on, man?
Let's go.
All right. Hold on. Wait now. Hold on now. I'm trying to stay calm. I'm trying to stay collected. And you're over here getting me fired up just coming on here,
man,
clapping, bro. But we got to get some respect, man. We got to get some respect. I'm talking about Jimmy Garoppolo, bro. Let's talk about Jimmy Garoppolo, man. I'm seeing people say, "Oh, we don't know who he is. Is he worth the contract and all that stuff?" Jimmy Garoppolo has been clutch 90% of the time this season, and even his interceptions, he comes back in and he's firing off like he has no idea what just happened. Like this guy, listen, man, he's clutch. He marches down the field. He takes control of the offense in crucial times. He might throw an interception or two a game, but guess what? Doesn't matter. He's going to get you more touchdowns than he is interceptions, man. What else could you possibly want from this quarterback right now? Well, I mean, seriously, tell me, what could you want from him, Tony? I want to know what your thoughts are on it all.
All right, listen, I'm going to put it like this. He proved over and over that this guy in the fourth quarter, I mean, how many games did he have the ball in the fourth quarter last drive to make an opportunity to go win the game? Granted, I mean, off the top of my head, he did it last week. He did it. We lost to the Falcons. He couldn't do it there, and he did it the week before. He did it for Seattle, but we missed the field goal. This guy has ice in his veins in the fourth quarter. I don't know what it is. I hope I'm not jinxing it, but you guys got to realize something. This man sat behind Tom Brady for I think 3-4 years and just watched him. Watched how he handled situations. Watched how he controlled huddles in practice. Watch how he controlled the sidelines when things weren't going right. He sat and learned, man. He learned from one of the best quarterbacks ever to step on the field. And now it's his turn. And he's doing a pretty damn good job to me.
I agree with you there, man, 100%. Let me tell you guys, man. So I'm seeing some comments. I'm going to start putting some comments up here on the screen, okay? So I see, clutch. You know what I'm saying? Like these people know Jimmy Garoppolo is clutch. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy is a stud. I don't know if he's talking about his looks or his play, but both are applicable, I guess, if you're into that kind of thing, right? I see my man Breezy over here, too. I got to get Breezy in here, too. I'm loving this backdrop over there, bro. What's going on, Breezy?
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Tonight, we starting by getting some respect for these players. I don't care about the outcome of this game. The respect starts tonight, and we're starting with our man Jimmy Garoppolo, man. Look at this. Jimmy is unfazed. Tony talked about how he sat back and he watched, right? He was just observing Tom Brady and how Tom Brady handled the team in the huddle and crucial situations and things like that. He doesn't care, man. He doesn't care. And I asked the question. I didn't know who all heard me, but Sis and Bro heard me on here. I said, what more could you want from Jimmy Garoppolo, right? Look at this answer. Take a look at your screen, fellas. A Super Bowl ring, Mike. Well played, man. Wayne, man, I want to get your thoughts on our quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, man, and how you feel about him this season in particular. He's come a long way. There's some other comments I'm going to pop up here on the screen too, but I want to get your thoughts on it before I continue.
Hey, man, I've been riding Jimmy G. Pause. I've been with Jimmy G all season, interceptions and all. Every time he throw a pick, what do I say? Don't worry, he'll shake it off. He's got to get, back into the swing of things. You guys got to remember, Jimmy G's coming in off of that ACL tear, man. It was a pretty bad tear. And not too many quarterbacks come back this fast and end up becoming this great. I think Nick and I earlier brought up Jimmy G stats since week 11. Yo, Jimmy G has been balling. Matter of fact, he has better numbers than guess what? Russell Wilson. So what up? Yeah. Check it out. That's PFFNFL.com. You name it, numberniners.com. It's all up there. Yo, check it out. Now, Jimmy G is going to be a problem in this NFL for some years to come. And I am happy that he is our quarterback. Remember, he is all gas, no brakes. Look, I remember saying that Jimmy G was going to be a terror. He is going to terrorize the neighborhoods coming up in the future, yo. But right now, Jimmy G is going to lead us to that promised land, man. The 49ers been wanting 6 rings for a long time, man, since 1990 motherfucking 4, y'all. It's been that long. We ain't won a Super Bowl since the January of 1995, guys. I got the plaque on my wall. I would go grab it, but I don't know.
Don't worry about it. Hey, look up.
Right there.
What's that? You see it?
There's the plaque. There's the plaque.
I see it, baby. I got it. Hey, man, look, man. And Jimmy, so guys, this is what you get from Jimmy. Yes, you get some errors. You remember, he's still learning probably, if not the most complex offensive system in the world, the second complex offensive system, because he came out of the Patriots system. He's learning a complex system. They finally decided to get Jimmy G some of the things that he needs to make this system work. What did Kyle Shanahan do mid-season? He and grabbed a receiver. He's like, you know what, man? I like these young guys. They just not cutting it, man. And I need Jimmy. Jimmy likes to get rid of the ball quick, and I need somebody that can get open and create space. He grabbed Sanders. What did that instantly do? It started putting Jimmy G over the top. Yo, this is still about Jimmy G. I'm just telling y'all what compliments Jimmy G. The run game was intact. The defense was intact. Guys, did y'all talk about how many more points we are scoring this year than we did last year? No,
we didn't get there.
I'll save that for y'all. But we routed with Jimmy.
I just want to touch on something with Jimmy before we move on. Mike, you got something else?
Yeah. It's about Jimmy, though. You can go ahead.
All right, listen, real quick. Last season was a blessing in disguise for the 49ers, in my opinion, okay? When Jimmy, I hate to say this, but when Jimmy tore that ACL, it was a blessing in disguise. Not only did Jimmy learn this whole offense, sitting down with Mike Shanahan, I think I read from maybe November, December, he started working with him through the whole offseason. Reads, what to read, how to look, what to look for, the protections, the checkdowns, everything, the terminology. That helped him immensely. Not only that, we got Bosa because of our record. Okay? So I know Bosa's not involved with this, but just that alone, to sit with Mike Shanahan for months, to go over game film, put him in different scenarios and ask him what he sees in this coverage. Where would he go with the ball in this scenario? Guys, you're seeing it. You're seeing all that work, all that time, and all those videos. It's paying off. You see the difference in Jimmy. All right. Absolutely. Granted, he tends to hold the ball too long. We understand that. He makes the one bonehead throw. But, guys, he's here. Jimmy Garoppolo is here.
And you know what, man? We always talked about how second-year quarterbacks in this system, that's when they start to elevate, right? You saw Matt Ryan kind of struggle with it that first year. The next year, what happened? MVP
it's a tough
season,
system,
right?
Mike.
It's a tough system to learn. And so Jimmy can sit back and learn the playbook the way he did. It was very beneficial, right? Listen, I want to. You said it, Tony, and then so does George here. He says, "Love Jimmy, but he holds the ball way too long." I thought that, and that was the case his first couple of games here, right? The first 5 games, we saw him getting rid of the ball quickly. The next season came in those 3 games, and it was like, come on, man. We saw Shanahan yelling at him on the sideline, throw the effing ball, right? That's not the case this year. I know it looks that way sometimes, but when you go back and you watch the games and you watch it on the all 22, you can see the coverage. He's not holding on to the ball too long. He's actually making the plays. He's making the reads. And so it's not that he's holding on to the ball too long. There are times where I think, no quarterback is perfect. So let me not make it sound like I'm making excuses for him or anything like that. There's been one play every 2 games or so where I'm like, oh, he had somebody right there. He should have thrown the ball, right? But if you're looking to your right, you can't see him. Hopefully y'all see that I'm looking to my right. I don't know how it looks on the screen. It might be inverted, but I'm looking to my right. I promise I know my left from my right. But if somebody's open to the left and he's not there in the read yet, he can't help that. So him holding on to the ball too long, that really hasn't been much of the case for him this year. So I want to get some respect on my quarterback's name, man. Jimmy Garoppolo is worth the money that he's already received. He's worth the money that he's going to receive. The 49ers did a good thing because, look, you got to think about what our other option was, right? Jimmy Garoppolo or Kirk Cousins. Raise your hand if you prefer Kirk. Don't worry, I'll wait. All right. So that was one of the players I wanted to touch on really quick getting into this, man. Another player whose name we're going to put some respect on. I'm going to switch it to the defensive side. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you guys the opportunity. I'm not going to do this whole thing and just have y'all responding to me. Let's do offense, defense. If one of you guys have a player on defense that you want to put some respect on, let's talk about it, man, because I'm getting hype over here.
Y'all gonna put some respect on my boy, Jimmy, the lockdown Ward, man. I tell you what, that boy came out from that injury and said, hey, man, coach, take a chance on me. I promise when I get healthy, I got you, coach. I got you. What did coach do? Shanahan was like, look, man, we're going to give you this 1-year promise deal, man. You go out here, you ball out all you can for $7 million, and we're going to call it a day. What did Jimmy Ward do? He break his freaking forearm in training camp or whatever. Then he comes out and he's locks down like a pit bull on a motherfucking defense. That boy Jimmy Ward has been balling. No, you're not seeing high interception pick rates. Why? Because they get into the quarterback. So the quarterbacks ain't got time to throw the ball and make mistakes. But I tell you what, he's saving big plays from happening, right? He's saving touchdowns from happening, excuse me. And when he got to make a play on that ball, he makes a play on that ball. Jimmy Ward probably the most underrated player on that defense. Get that man his props, bro. Props.
That is an excellent choice, man. Excellent choice. You know, I was laughed out the building when I said, listen, guys, Jimmy Ward is a good player. When he's healthy, he's good. He's really good. Oh, Mike, you're crazy. Mike, you're crazy. I'm glad. Well done, Wayne. What are your thoughts on Jimmy Ward over there, Tony?
I agree. He stepped up. He stepped up. I know he had that one little setback with the forearm. He got hurt. They IR'd him. They brought – well, yeah. No, they kept him on the active, and they just, kept him out. But, listen, he stepped up to the challenge, man. We didn't sign nobody. The team, everyone wanted Earl Thomas. Everyone wanted this one, that one, this one, Trey Boston. Yeah, that's great. Everybody wanted him. But on the other hand, this guy took it as shit. Well, what about me? Why no respect for me and stuff like that, And he took it as motivation, and he stepped up, and he's playing ball after the injury. Thank God. But my guy is I'm going with Fred Warner. The 49ers spent a lot of money on Quan Alexander to come in and take control of that linebacker unit. Okay? He got hurt. All right? Clearly, I think we all can agree, all four of us, that Quan Alexander was the leader on that defense as far as emotional leader, and to get that team all revved up. He was the hype man on the field, like my boy Wayne is. But I'm going to say this. When Quan went down, Dre Greenlaw stepped in, did his thing, but guess what? Fred Warner took it to the next level, not only in his play and being the leader of that defense. He screams every practice, running across the field, running drill to drill. He's in the middle of the huddle, getting these guys hyped, screaming, yelling, let's go, offense, defense, get the ball, offense, keep the ball, all this stuff, dominate on 3, 1, 2, 3, dominate. Everything is there. He is the leader of this defense, all right? It's sad that we lost Quan, but, man, this guy stepped up to the challenge, took the challenge on head first, and he did it. And now he's the leader of this defense. He's the lead tackler of this defense. And my opinion, he's a damn all-pro this season.
Yeah, it's bad that Nick left because I love that you said Fred Warner. We had to put some respect on his name, and then Nick left. Nick has been so hard on Fred. I wanted to get Nick to say something positive about him, and he disappeared on us. Sorry, he's going to pop back in here.
I watched the over-under day, by the way, because I was out with the kids and stuff. And Wayne, you said, I think, he said over under a number. You said 9+.
Mm-hmm.
And he said under for, I think it was 6.
I'm not sure what Nick's number was, but he said that Fred wouldn't get the number was 8.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, I know Nick, doesn't think Fred Warner's up to the level or whatever his theory is. But man, if that's one player, I'm going to tell you right now, we could least afford to lose on that defense. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure why Nick said that he would go under. Fred Warner is flying. He's in coverage and he's in the run game.
He is all over the place.
Yeah, so I'm not sure why Nick decided to pick the under on the tackles. I think maybe he was coming at it from the perspective where, and I'm not speaking for Nick, but I think he's hoping that we don't have to tackle that much. I think that's
exactly.
I think that's where he coming. He always be thinking different outside the Bobby. Man,
listen, I agree with that. I agree with that. Hopefully, we don't have to make that many tackles. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. Now, I just want to see Fred Warner and not just wrap and tackle. Go ahead, Mike.
Tony was talking about how they brought Quan Alexander in here to be the leader of the defense or the linebacking group. I think they brought him in here to be the emotional leader. Fred
I thought so too.
Was always going to be the mic.
Absolutely.
Fred Warner was always going to be the one calling the plays. And Fred Warner has grown so freaking much, man, from being forced to be that mic.
Guys, this is his second year.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's supposed to have a dip in his second year. But because
you see a difference though, but once Quan went down, he took his game to the next level. He elevated his game when Quan went down. So so I mean, listen, he could have been like, the stage is too big for me. Yeah, I'm the mic, I call the plays, but you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I don't know. I just think he's playing phenomenal.
The coolest thing about what Quan did for Fred was that he allowed him to open up emotionally. Fred was so overwhelmed with learning the playbook and getting people on the right.
Quiet.
He was very quiet, right? He didn't have that emotional charge, right? He didn't have that. I don't know what the word is, but Quan brought that out of him, and it's exactly what this team needed from him. with the position that he was in, with or without Quan out there on the field. He brought that emotional side out of him. It could have come naturally. It could be that he was just more comfortable with the system. So I don't want to sit there and say that, he had a deficiency of some sort, some emotional deficiency. I'm not saying that. I don't want to insinuate that. I know his dad watches, so much respect to Fred Warner Sr. No disrespect there. But what I'm saying is, it became more obvious. It was more boisterous. It was guys. Look, you saw the pick six play. Did you see the mic'd up or what was he saying after he got a touchdown to everybody? Love you, brother. Love you, brother. It was love. Like that's what he does for that defense. That's a brotherhood over there. Nick.
Like Nick Group.
Nick, can you hear us? Oh, dang it.
Yeah, I got you.
There he is.
Okay.
I can hear you guys. I just got my mic on mute because I'm driving. So
got you. And it's your turn, man. We're putting some respect on defensive players, and we're talking about Fred Warner. You can comment on Fred and give a defensive player if you'd like to.
Well, I mean, I caught the tail end of what you guys were talking about with Fred, and you're right. Tony's right in a sense, and you're right as well. Is Quan Alexander brought that juice and allowed Fred Warner to get out of his little comfort zone, I guess you could say. As in being that, whereas you heard Robert Saleh say last year that Fred Warner, when he took over his first year, he was really impressed with the way that he could call this defense and be the leader of this defense and such. But we didn't see that from Fred on the field as in a commander-in-chief, basically, in his play. We've seen that he can call the defense and be the captain and do those type of things. But we didn't see any of that until Quan Alexander came this year, where Fred Warner just went from just barely outside of his comfort zone with his head peeked out to the full entire body being out and being the full-on leader that this defense needed. And I think Quan Alexander is a big part of the reason that Fred has come out of his little womb, I guess you could say, his comfort zone.
The shell,
yeah, like the shell. Like it's basically like you're saying, the turtle coming out of its shell. And it's not to say that Fred was scared or anything like that, because I believe Fred has always been a leader. But obviously that's a lot on your plate when you're a rookie to come out and, you're replacing guys. You have the instance of you lose the other rookie that's pretty much another rookie that's with you in help me out here. I'm at Reuben Foster.
Oh,
with Reuben Foster, and then the whole thing that went down with Bowman. Obviously, that was the year before, but you lose a guy like Reuben Foster, who you're probably stuck to as your mentor, basically, in your rookie year on the field. And, I think Quan Alexander was a bigger purpose and a bigger reason as to why Fred is coming out of his shell. To put a little bit of respect on their name, I'm probably do I just name a regular player? Is that what you guys are talking about?
We're on the defensive side of the ball right now.
Okay, so defensive side of the ball, I got to give the respect to Eric Armstead, man. This guy has come out. He's been balling this year. Obviously, it's a contract year, but I also believe that the help around this team has made Eric Armstead stakes at being able to do what he likes to do at a higher level. We seen it last year. Obviously, DeForest Buckner had a really, really good year. And Eric Armstead was kind of in the shadows, right? And he, injuries have kept him off the field. The ability to have to keep moving him around, not really putting him in position to succeed. You go out and you get help this year with, D Ford. Obviously, he's still hurt, but, still getting D Ford. You bring in a guy like Nick Bosa, DeForest Buckner, obviously the play of DJ Jones, just the play all around on that front defensive line. Ronald Blair, everybody to name, has allowed Eric Armstead to show his true talents of what he is and what he can do for this team. And, we look at it last year and we're like, oh, get rid of, we're talking about get rid of Eric Armstead, not everybody, but people, pay DeForest Buckner. Well, where's DeForest Buckner this year?
Whoa,
DeForest
don't do
Buckner
that,
got-
Nick, don't do that, bro. I'll be the martyr for that. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it.
But I'm just saying, where is he this year, right? So DeForest Buckner is in the position that Eric Armstead was in last year, and he's in the shadows now. As much as we love him as a Niner, to be honest, he's really in the shadows, right? So you look at that and you look at Eric Armstead's play, and it makes you come up with a big decision this year. Do you give him that respect and you put that respect on his name and bring him back, franchise tag him, whatever it may be, and you wait and his play this year, and with DeForest Buckner being in the shadows right now, allows you to wait on DeForest Buckner and possibly bring back Eric Armstead and put some respect on his name.
Listen, man, I really, really, really like Eric Armstead. And you know the craziest part about what we're seeing from him this year? I don't think it's far-fetched to say he's still being misused. He has not been allowed to stay in one position and master it. He is still moving all over this line. You know how dynamic he is already, but imagine how dangerous he would be if he was consistently at one position, right? I mean, what makes him good is he so good because he's dynamic, Nick? Is it because he's moving all over the place, or is it he's just good? I mean, we've always wanted to see Eric Armstead do more, but this year and last year were his two healthiest seasons that he's ever had under his belt. And I don't think it's a coincidence that we're seeing him shine right now, man. Shout out. That's a good shout out right there to Eric Armstead, man. He is definitely a good player. Fellas, your thoughts on him, and then we're gonna switch it back to the offensive side of the ball.
I agree. Eric Armstead stepped up to the plate this year. Contract year, a lot of doubters on him. Having one hell of a year, 10 and a half sacks, I think he has 10. He's playing lights out. Unfortunately, not unfortunately. I just think he was on the field so much he started to tire towards the end of the season. We added Zettel, and then we have Gibbons coming up. So hopefully we're going to get that rotation going to keep him fresh like they did last week. I noticed they jumped into a rotation really early in the game. Listen, man, backs against the wall. This team's got to come out. Everyone. They got to come out and play their ass off today. But Armstead definitely is a good guy.
Yeah, Armstead's having a career year. He want to get paid. And y'all gonna stop shitting on Buckner. I'm gonna keep it 100. We gonna stop.
Let's go. Bring it, Weez. Let's go, man.
We all know how they scheming toward Buckner because Buckner led us in sacks last year. So what's the one thing you're going to prepare for? You're going to take that number one player out, and you're going to try to get beat by everybody else. That's what they're doing to Buckner. So ghost, shadow, whatever you want to call him, we're going to stop shitting on the 99 because y'all wasn't shitting on him last year when he was producing. Now, what I'm going to say is this is about Armstead. I would love to find a way to resign this guy. He is definitely an intricate piece of this defense. And as you can see, like Tony said, toward the end of the season, depth is motherfucking key. And right now, Armstead is struggling with just being, just wind and health. Like he's playing a lot more. It's different when you're not starting on the line and you can rotate guys and you come in, you got fresh legs, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, guys can't ball out. And that's how we were refining ourselves like a machine. And then injuries started popping up, and then you see guys getting on the field longer and they sustaining long runs and blah blah blah. But with all that being, Armstead is definitely a beast. He's definitely well-deserved, well-respected. We're going to put some respect on his name. Armstead is that guy, but we're going to stop crapping on my boy Buckner. All right, I said it.
All right, hey, listen, man. Like Nick said, he asked one question. Where's he at? That's all. He was double teamed a lot last year too. But hey, I do want to ask you guys this question though, okay? We're gonna move it to the offensive side of the ball.
Can I jump in real quick? Can you guys hear me?
Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
So Wayne, I don't want you to think that I'm basically shitting on Buckner, but I was trying to use that as a phrase as shadows. And now that we get this help and Eric Armstead is shining and DeForest Buckner's not shining with the help. And that's where I'm trying to touch base at, because we all thought that DeForest Buckner being lined up on the same side as Nick Bosa would benefit DeForest Buckner this year. Well, here it is. He gets double teamed still. Eric Armstead still gets double teams, as well as Nick Bosa. But Buck this year, he's in the shadows as to where there's more help on this line that it should have been easier for DeForest Buckner to eat as it was last year. Has that surrounding team on that defensive line now, and he has not came out of the shadows this year. He's more than capable of doing it, but he hasn't this year. And whether that's taking more double teams or even being more of a factor when you're getting that single team, when you're getting the one-on-one, DeForest Buckner still has not come out of his shadow compared to what we know he can do. And that's why I'm trying to say that he's in the shadow this year. And Eric Armstead took advantage of the other help on the defensive line and is proving that with the help, he can do it. DeForest Buckner, on the other hand, this isn't taking anything away from DeForest Buckner's play. But if you legitimately break down every game, and whether he was double team, single cover, single, whatever you want to do, he's still in the shadows because he hasn't been that game-changing defensive tackle that he's been in years past with more help on the defensive line.
And I will say this for Buckner, too. His double teams are a little different than Eric Armstead because of where they line up most of the time. So when Armstead is double teamed, it's not usually two big linemen. It's not a, you know what I'm saying? It's a tight end and a lineman. You get what I'm saying? So it's a little different. I understand all that, but like I said before, man, Buckner was double teamed previously, and he had a little bit more success. So I'm not dumping on Buck though. I'm happy he's here, and he's one of the parts that make this defensive line as good as it is. So I'm not dumping on Buck right now. Right. Okay, that wasn't my intent right there. So let's get an offensive guy in here, guys. Let's put some respect on another offensive player's name. So far, we've only named Jimmy Garoppolo, and I know you guys got some other guys that want to get some respect in their name because I got one if y'all don't have one. So
I got one. Who wants to go first?
Whatever.
Tony, you got one?
Of course.
Let's go.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, we haven't heard from you in a while.
Are we going to go with the obvious one, or are we going to go with like?
Well, so this section is for people who aren't getting the praise. Now, George Kittle's easy. You know what I mean? Jimmy Garoppolo, I didn't think he was easy because there's some people who are still torn on him. That's why I started with Jimmy Garoppolo. Yeah. But so I'm talking about everyone knows George Kittle is probably a top 10 player in the NFL, not just tight end, not just offensive player. He's a top 10 player in the NFL. So I don't think George Kittle needs to be mentioned here.
Correct. I know who you're going to say, so I'm not going to say it.
I bet you don't know who I'm going to say.
KB?
So, nope.
Really?
Really.
All right, so I'm going to go with Kendrick Bourne then.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Kendrick Bourne.
Let's go. Look, and the people now they knew who you were going to say. Look. They knew it. They're all out there saying it.
I'm going to go with Kendrick Bourne. All right. A lot of doubters. Okay. We had him on off the roster several times. You know, we're going to keep Jordan Matthews. I said it. Yeah. Jordan Matthews over him. Blah, 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 blah. This man stepped up his game. And it's funny. Since that Seattle game, night and day player, night and day difference, man. He had those drops in the beginning of the year, came on strong. He's a chain mover, okay? He gets his first downs, he makes those tough catches, and most important, he is a red zone threat, a big one, okay? He might not have that blazing speed, but my man knows how to create separation. Number one rule of thumb for Kyle Shanahan and his wide receivers: create separation. That's my guy.
Yeah, man, I just wanted to add a little bit to Kendrick Bourne, man. I keep trying to tell people he's a better Michael Crabtree, yo.
That's better.
Yeah.
Listen, that's a very good comparison.
And reason why I say that is because of speed. All right, so you remember Crabtree came in, he was hurt, had the foot injury, blah, 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 and he really didn't start heating up until like the end of Alex Smith, the beginning of Colin Kaepernick, right? Like he really didn't start seeing him running routes, catching balls, getting first downs, blah, blah, blah. When he catches the ball, he was able to make a play. That's what Kendrick Bourne is starting to blossom into. Coming in undrafted, that is a motherfucking honor. Like, that is amazing for me. But my game ball on the offensive side.
Wait. I want to.
Everybody gonna touch on him. My bad.
I want to jump on this KB talk here.
Okay.
I just want to say something real quick about Kendrick Bourne, right? Think about Kendrick Bourne and what he's done this year, and think about what he did last year. Last year,
he caught touchdown passes.
Everybody said, well, that's because And there was a whole plethora of reasons. There was no other wide receivers consistently healthy. He was the only one in the red zone. He was the tallest guy when we got down to the red zone. It was a whole bunch of ifs, ands, buts, and coconuts as to why he was the guy doing it last year. But when you double up on them bad boys and you do it back-to-back seasons and the whole league is planning to stop you and you still getting it, you got to put some respect on that man's name. So I just wanted to say that. Y'all already know how I feel about KB. I'm not going to sit here and try to argue with nobody else about that. That's my boy, all right? Nick, if you want to talk on KB, if not, I'm going to give it back to Wayne so we can go ahead with his offensive player.
No, look, I mean, I was one of those guys that said that KB was just doing it because he was the only one on the field. In the beginning of the season, I rode KB as hard as – can you guys hear me okay?
Oh, yeah.
You're good.
I just want you to eat crow.
All right, so – I've been eating crow for the last 5 weeks, so you guys can keep telling me to eat crow, but it's actually getting pretty tasty, to be honest with you, because
it's an acquired taste.
It's a delicacy.
It's an acquired taste, bro. It's actually getting pretty tasty because what it means is that the players that I'm hard on and they're doing well means that there's success for the 49ers. So as a team in general. So like I said before, man, I was hard on KB, but when you look back and like Tony said, since that Seattle game, he's been a different person. It just seems like it's more, more, not to say more all about work, but it seems like you see the focus and the energy level. Well, I don't want to say energy because the kid always has energy, but the focus level going forward more than you've seen before, right? Now that could be because he's getting a lot more snaps. He's getting in that game speed more than he was before, right? So it's like given that opportunity, and he's taking advantage of it. Whereas before he was an off the bench type of player. Then you move him into getting more snaps, and you see him progressing week in, week out. And I think that's a lot to do with the comfortability that Kyle Shanahan has with him, the ability to play more and get more in depth with things. More passes, more snaps, is bringing out the true colors of who KB is. And shout out to all of you who saw that in the beginning, because I sure as hell didn't. I seen a guy that didn't focus as much, dropped some really easy passes, caught some really hard ones, and was a guy that was on the field because of injury. Now, I eat crow every week for that, and I'm happy for that because, like I said, that's success for the Niners. So.
And that's what we do on the show, man. We own it. We've all been wrong about some players, and we all own it. That's one thing I can say about this show in particular. We always come back. We don't run from it. And you know why? You can't run from it here, because if Nick says something about somebody and he's wrong, I'm going to tell him. And if I say something about somebody and I'm wrong, you can best believe Nick going to tell me. That's what we do on the show. We hold each other accountable. Before we continue, the inactives have officially dropped.
Oh, I'm looking for that.
My man Tony has the list over there, so we're going to break it down now. Let's talk about these inactives, and we're going to get back to putting some respect on people's names. Let's talk about it.
I just have our inactive list. I didn't get Seattle's yet, so if you want to try to find Seattle's, Wayne. For us, it's C.J. Beathard, Jaquiski Tartt is sitting out this week, Jeff Wilson Jr., Dante Johnson, Daniel Helm, D. Ford, and here's a little bit of a surprise, Jordan Matthews. Is it coincidence that Dante Pettis had his best career games in this stadium, that he's up and Matthews is down?
I don't think
so, because Dante Pettis has been active the entire time. Jordan Matthews hasn't been active since he came back.
Well, I'm just saying, man. This guy played his best football in this stadium. So I'm just putting that out there.
It was Beathard, Tartt, Ford, Matthews,
Johnson,
and
Seattle didn't release theirs yet, I guess.
No, who else am I missing? That's only 5.
I don't have Seattle.
Beathard, Tartt, Wilson, Johnson, Helm, Ford, Matthews.
Wilson's inactive, huh?
Yeah.
That's a surprise. That means that Breed is going to get some play today.
Here you go. The three-headed monster, baby.
Yeah, that means they're going to run.
What did I say earlier,
well,
Nick?
I got one of the inactives and it's a big one for the Seahawks.
Diggs is out.
Quandre Diggs is out.
Yes.
Well, we knew that. That wasn't a
No, we
listen,
did not.
It wasn't definite, Mike.
It was questionable.
It
Y'all gotta
wasn't
hear me
definite.
Listen, if you know about high ankle sprains, you knew he wasn't going to play.
So then why wouldn't they just rule him out?
Because they wanted to mess with the 49ers and give us something else to study. Just like how everybody was like, oh, is he going to play? Is he going to play? He's not playing on a high ankle sprain a week.
They really
later,
held out hope that kid was going to play. I'm telling you.
Yeah, they did, bro. They
yes,
definitely did.
This is live. Hi, Cinnamon Kiss, Cinnamonkeys, whatever. Hi, this is live. But yeah, so I definitely didn't think that he was going to play. So that's cool. It's interesting to see that Mike Person is active, and I think that's going to be interesting to see if he plays or if he's just going to be a reserve. I'm hoping he's a reserve. I wouldn't rush him back with a neck injury. I'm hoping that he'll be just a reserve. I like what the guys are doing in there.
Got Brunskill for him, right?
Right. Go ahead, Tony. What's up?
I got the rest of them. Just give me 1 second. It's loading. And just FYI, Givens will be wearing number 90, and Zettel will be wearing number 92 tonight.
My boy Givens about to get busy in the middle, man.
All right.
Can't wait.
We have Malik Turner, Quandre Diggs, Dakota Watson, Dwayne Brown, the tackle, Ethan Posick, guard center backup.
Okay, he is out. Yeah.
Brian Moan and Luke Wilson.
The tight end.
Yeah. I think Holster is better than Wilson, in my opinion, but
yeah, it's just that when they run those double tight end sets in that 12 personnel, like Luke Wilson is usually the one that
I know that means Mike Upati is active today.
Yeah.
I really hope they start him.
From what I was reading earlier, he's banged up pretty good.
That's why I hope they start him. If they're willing to go ahead and put him out there, that screams desperation. And I'm telling you, that's not good for them.
Well, we know they're screaming desperation when they go and sign two guys sitting on their couch, bro. Like, look, man, look, this is a game where the 49ers better prepare for glory, anticipate pain, and go out there and whip some ass. That's exactly what they need to do. All right. I definitely wanted to touch on my offensive player if we're moving on from the inactives, because I got to go with a running back, man. I got to go with a running back, and my running back, you know what I'm saying, is the ghost of Tom Rathman. All right, so do you know who I'm talking about, Mike? Do you know who I'm talking about? He wears the number 4. Kick in the door, waving the 4. All you heard was Papa don't hit me no more. I'm talking about my boy Juszczyk, baby. Listen, without that man, this offense is stagnant. STAG-NANT. All right. Now look. Juice comes in this game. He gives the 49ers a plethora of options, correct? He's probably like your lead run blocker. He's good pass protector. Mind you, he can line up on the wides. He can line up inside, outside, however you need to do him, and be utilized as a jackknife. I do expect them to come out and try to take away George Kittle. But when you try to take away George Kittle, good luck. You're going to get a heavy pound of juice. And I'm not talking about OJ. I'm talking about the Juszczyk. All right, so Juszczyk is my guy. Y'all need to put some respect on his name. That boy has been nothing but a mother freaking addition. I don't care if he is the highest paid fullback in the game. He is worth every penny. Do you see the hits that man take and put on people? He punishes and he takes hits to save guys on our 49ers. That man needs to be respected. Give the fofo some respect. His name is Juszczyk.
Who got the juice now, baby? We got the juice now.
We got the juice now. They don't know nothing about. They don't know nothing about juice, baby.
You're gonna learn today. Listen, man. I used to be one of those guys. Okay, I was one of those guys saying, "Nah, he's overpaid." Right? He's overpaid for what he does. We had the same thing with Bruce Miller. Here comes the crow. Here comes the crow. Hey, look, I told y'all. We hold each other accountable here. It's time. All right. I said it. I said he's overpaid. Bruce Miller did the same exact stuff. Y'all overrating this guy and da-da-da-da-da, right? And by the way, I do think Bruce Miller is a comparable fullback comparison for what Juice does.
Yeah, I agree.
That out there. I'm not knocking my guy Bruce, okay? Now, that being said, there was that one play, that stiff arm.
Real quick, Tart is officially out. I'm not sure if Tony said that, but
Tart, he had Tart out.
Okay.
There was that one play, that stiff arm, and I said, you know what? He's all of a sudden my favorite fullback. He took over. He took it from Mike Allstott, and he became my favorite fullback ever. So I have jumped back on the bandwagon. Well, I can't say back. I was never on it in the first place, but I jumped on that bandwagon, and I am here. That is a good guy to talk about right there, man. Fellas, Nick, Tony, you guys have any thoughts on Juicy? You want to keep it moving?
Juice is good. Oh, God.
No, go ahead, Tony.
I listen, when they signed him, I liked it because he is like a chess piece, man. He could do everything. The only thing he can't do is run, like a handoff run. But
he can't do it. And that's why I didn't like him. That's why I hate it.
But in this offense, a fullback is not the guy that every play hits the middle linebacker on a on an ISO block. He is the fullback, perfect fit for this offense. The way he'll go on the snap, he'll go right, cut all the way back across the formation as the 49ers slide their protection to the right. He picks up the last man on the line of scrimmage on the left. That right there, that ability for him to do that, it gives the 49ers so many options in pass pro, running out in routes, everything. I don't know, like they nabbed him as an OW, offensive weapon. He's a damn chess piece. That's it. He's not no offensive weapon. He's a chess piece. That's it. The guy can line up wide, line up in the slot, block anybody. Man, he's huge. He's a huge addition to this team. Kudos for them. They identified what they needed for this offense to make it run. They overpaid. Yeah. Look where we're at now. We're battling. Last game of the year, of the century, decade.
Of the decade.
I'm sorry. Last game of the decade. And listen, bro, we're going for the number 1 seed.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Damn, I said century. What the hell's wrong with me?
It's all good, bro. It's a lot of excitement, man. It feels like the game of the century, though. You know, listen, we're celebrating 100 years in the NFL, and this is the biggest game to date right here.
I think this game 5 years from now, we're going to be watching on NFL Films as a classic. So,
think so?
Just get ready.
I don't think so. Because that would mean that it has to be a close game, and I don't see it playing out like that. But don't get me started, though. I don't want to get that far ahead yet. I'm still putting some respect on people's names. All right. So Wayne said Juice, right? Tony, your guy was KB. Nick, you want to give your guy now?
Yeah, I'll give my guy. All right, so you guys all named playmakers and things like that, man, and I'm going to go with a guy that you rarely hear but plays every single game, and you rarely hear his name. Barely. I mean, very, very minute times you hear his name, and I'm going to go with Laken Tomlinson. I'm going to go with Laken Tomlinson because he's been by far the best offensive lineman we've had all year long. The guy is just building his way up. Obviously, last year we had some issues with him with penalties. He was probably guaranteed 1 a game. In some crucial moments too. You barely hear his name anymore. I mean, I don't know how many penalties he has on a year, but he definitely doesn't have 16. So, to me, that's a big step up, and the game is won in these trenches. And our running backs, the pressure that is allowed on Jimmy Garoppolo, a lot of this is you don't hear, oh, man, Laken Tomlinson did dirty on this play, or Laken Tomlinson got destroyed, or, whatever it may be. So I got to give some love to the big guys up front, man. And to me, the respect has to go to Laken Tomlinson. It's a guy that we don't talk about much. It's a guy that does his job consistently, day in, week out. So I'm gonna have to throw some respect to him, man.
Nick, I love this pick, bro. I love this pick. This is Steady Eddie. He has been the consistent player in the middle. Well, not in the middle, but you know what I mean. He's really close to it. The guard. He has been Steady Eddie and Mr. Consistent for us. And I'm not even going to sugarcoat anything else you said. You said it all, man. He's been that good. Not giving up a lot of pressures and sacks. I mean, the guy is good. So I'm not gonna touch on him more than that, fellas. Y'all have any comments about Nick's offensive player?
Nah, I mean, if I thought about picking a lineman, and that was the guy I was going to go with. So Nick is right up the same wheelhouse, man. He's been the most consistent, the most effective, and he's a big reason why this run game is working the way it is. Like, so, yeah, that's the guy. He's a good guy.
All right.
Good pick, Nick.
Hell yeah. Tony, thoughts on Laken Tomlinson?
I agree.
The real
I agree
LG.
100%.
No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't.
Yo, so
no
when you
disrespect.
when you add 7 and 5 together, what do you get?
12.
12. He's going to be the eliminator today.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
I
snap.
see what you're going for. I see what you're going for. I see what you're doing over there, Nick. Nick putting some math. I see you over there. Okay. All right. I got to give you guys my offensive play. I know a lot of you guys think it was going to be KB or even
Mostert.
It's not Mostert. It is not Mostert. My guy is rookie wide receiver Deebo freaking Samuel.
Yeah.
Let me tell you guys why I got to go here with Deebo, okay?
Oh.
One, I didn't like the pick because it felt predictable. Everybody saw this coming from the Senior Bowl, right? I mean, it was all over Twitter. People were doing their mock drafts and they were giving us Deebo Samuel, and I hated it. I hated it because I felt like there were other players that were out there. You guys know how I felt about my guy Kelvin Harmon and things like that. I don't even know what he's doing this year, right? But let me tell you, I saw a tweet tonight, and this is how I knew how I really felt about Deebo. I'm watching NFL Red Zone, and my guy, what's his name on Brown? AJ Brown gets a touchdown, okay?
Mm-hmm.
For the Titans, right?
Those are my two guys. 1A,
Right.
1B.
So Brown gets the touchdown, and all of a sudden Twitter blows up, and they were like, man, this guy was on the board when Samuel was there. I got so offended when I read that. I'm like, so what you saying, like, Deebo can't do what he's doing? It's a different – I'm like, so I got offended. I was like, damn, like, Deebo really don't get enough respect. Maybe it's just from me. Maybe everybody else already has this appreciation, this affinity for Deebo. But let me tell you, with Deebo, I love Deebo Samuel. That's my wide receiver right there. All right, so I got to put some respect in this young man's name. He has been out there and doing any and everything the 49ers have asked him to do. We down a couple of running backs. Hey, Deebo, take this out the backfield. We need a big play. Deebo, take this up the sideline. Deebo across the middle. Fearless. Every single time he's fearless. And he's not trying to get the yards after the catch. His number one priority is the most important one. Catch the ball first and then look to run. All right, he's got a couple of drops from the season. Well, what wide receiver doesn't? He gets the drops. He bounces back just the same way he drops a pass. He'll bounce back the same way Jimmy Garoppolo throws a pick. He bounces back on that next drive. That's what Deebo Samuel does for you. And I'm telling you, this is just year one. Henry is going ape shit. This is just year one for you. Just year one. Just wait, man. Deebo is going to be special if he stays in the system. I'm telling you guys, he is going to set franchise records. And you know how hard it is to set records in this franchise. Listen to what I'm telling you all about this guy. It is hard to set records as a wide receiver for this franchise in particular. You got Terrell Owens here. You got Jerry Rice here. You got Taylor here. These are not just chump names. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you that Deebo can set records with this team if he stays here. Put some respect on his name.
Can I put the love at first sight picture up real quick or no? Oh, are we allowed to? Let me get it real quick. We're gonna get the love at first sight picture. Oh God!
I thought he had it pulled up. I'm gonna make you full screen so they can see it because we know what it was. We knew it from that moment. We knew it right then and there. It was like, oh my God! And then what they do when they went to the screen, right? They went to the Senior Bowl. They come out after the games and they're like, you know, a lot of players here really earn their way up. They march their way up the leaderboard. And the draft board just by showing up here. I was like, oh, they taking shots at people. That's when I knew Josh Allen wasn't going to get there. You know what I'm saying? They were telling us what was going on, man. It was pretty cool, man. It was pretty cool. So let me tell y'all, I'm on the train. So while Tony is looking for it, Nick, Wayne, your thoughts on Deebo, man? What's up?
Man, Deebo is. Go ahead, Nick.
Go ahead, Wayne.
You got it, bro.
I was just gonna say, I'll tell you what. I was one who was favoring for AJ Brown in the draft over Deebo Samuel. If you guys remember that. But you know what? Going back and looking at it now, while AJ Brown is a good player, I just think Deebo Samuel brings more to the table, and I think that it was the right choice. With his build, his ability to run, his strength, you know, as a pure wide receiver, I think AJ Brown may be a little bit better. But going into the entire effect of how you use Deebo Samuel and what you can do with Deebo Samuel, whether he's lined up in the backfield, whether he's taking these runs, the kid runs like a running back, catches like a wide receiver, and is just an all-around utility knife on the field anywhere that he's touched. So I'm happy with the pick, and I didn't know much about Deebo Samuel coming out other than he was kind of small. You know, he was stocky. What can we really do with him? We need a bigger receiver, blah, 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 you know, through the draft. And I was wrong on that because I'm completely 100%, probably 110% satisfied with Deebo Samuel on this team. And I believe I'm with you on believing that he may set some type of records in this franchise, and the ability to be able to use him all over the field definitely earns my respect.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Deebo he has the strength of an Anquan Bolden, and he has the ability to get open and make plays like a Pierre Garçon. And those are two players that were on this team at some point, and they injuries, right? Well, Bolden played. Bolden definitely balled out. And then you go and get a younger version of those two players put together. I don't know if you guys remember Pierre Garçon when he was in Indianapolis before he became a Redskin, when that guy was flying down the field, catching plays on the wide routes and just going deep and blah, blah, blah. We haven't even opened up that page to Deebo's book yet. Y'all not hearing me. We have not even opened that page to his book. Deebo will have a never-ending story. Show that. I'm shutting up.
This is what you call love at first sight. Kyle saying, damn, the things I can do with him.
Cue the mother freaking music. Strings, please. Listen, Deebo's a beast. There's no reason why no one on this team should not respect or love exactly what he's bringing to their table. When he catches the ball, what does he like to do? Get extra yards. I wonder why. He feels like, as small as I am, these motherfuckers not stronger than me. So I'm going to continue to run them over, and he does it every time. He's done it against every defense we played. He has a couple of drops, a couple of tip passes, blah, blah, blah. It happens. Like Mike said, every wide receiver has issues when it comes to some games. But you saw him in the backfield a couple of games ago, and it was just like, oh, snap. He just rushed for a touchdown. Yep. Oh, snap. We didn't.
Another chess piece.
Exactly. I'm shutting up. You guys have the floor.
Listen, man, we've all talked on. I'm going to give it to Tony also, but listen, I'm seeing some comparisons here. I saw Deebo is another Hines Ward, right? I see Deebo as a better Bruce Ellington. Two really good comparisons. The physicality of a Hines Ward, right? Hines Ward was a tremendous blocker. Deebo's got to catch up to that. That's cool, though, right? Bruce Ellington. Let me tell you why I like this Bruce Ellington thing. They're talking about the gadgets and how he was used all over the field, right? But one thing that no one talks about when they talk about Deebo, his speed. That boy can move. No one talks about his speed, man. How many times was he tracked as the fastest player of the week in the NFL this year? There's a Twitter handle. I don't remember what it is now, but they track the top 10 fastest players of every week, or the top 5. And Deebo was in it like 8 times this year. 8 times this year, he was one of the fastest players. Go ahead, Tony. Your thoughts on the man Deebo, man. What's up?
All right. So when the whole draft process started, I focused in on 2 guys that I thought would be good fits at that low 2 or possibly trade back into the bottom of 1. It's Brown, the kid from Ole Miss, and Deebo. All right. Brown is a very talented wide receiver on the same field as DK Metcalf. Personally, I think Brown's a better overall receiver at Ole Miss, and I think he could potentially be a better overall receiver in the NFL. What it came down to me is scheme fit. I think Deebo was the better scheme fit for Kyle's offense, okay? It's no knock on Brown. I think Brown's a phenomenal talent. You're going to hear his name for probably the next 10 years. He is a good wide receiver, very productive in college, and he's tearing it up in the pros with Tannehill as his quarterback, all right? So with that being said, in my opinion, I'm glad they went with Deebo. Now, comparisons for Deebo. Listen, you just hit it right there, Kelly Young. He is a smaller, quicker version of Anquan Bolden. He runs at you, not away from you, and that's a great comparison. But I'm going to go a different route. I'm going with more of a Steve Smith type wide receiver. Now, I'm not talking about the guy from USC that got drafted by the Giants. I'm talking about the 5'10", 205-pound wide receiver from Utah that was drafted by Carolina.
Carolina, bro.
Carolina.
I'm sorry.
And Steve Smith ain't really 5'10", but go ahead.
that type of wide receiver. Deebo's not that route runner yet, but he is going to be that route runner as long as he stays with this team. They extend him, they keep him on this team. I honestly think the 49ers have found something very special in this kid. They found this draft for them could potentially be a very big franchise building draft. 4 years from now, we're all going to be looking at each other like we are now. How the hell are we going to fit all these guys under the cap? Okay, we haven't had this problem in years. Now they got to be creative. But with that being said, Deebo's special, very special.
He is. I want to play devil's advocate one time. All right. So last year we drafted a wide receiver who was special too. You know what I'm saying? Very special. We thought he had all the wiggle and the jiggle and the giggle and all that stuff. And he came in and he was like, oh, this is going to be our number one wide receiver. I think he came out of a school called Washington, way up in the Northwest. I wonder why he plays well out that area. Well, look at his ass now. So my question to you is this. Year 2, does Deebo, I'm starting to sound like Rambo, my bad. That's my dog though. Year 2, does Deebo freaking, I was doing his mannerisms, you know what I'm saying? That's my dog. Year 2, does Deebo drop off as bad as Pettis did?
Different type of receiver.
I understand that.
You can't drop off because, go ahead. I'll let Tony answer first.
Okay. I don't think he drops off. I mean, listen, I'm not saying he's going to drop off to the type of drop off that Pettis had. But you cannot compare these two wide receivers.
I'm not comparing the two receivers.
I know you're trying to say with the sophomore slump, if you will.
Yeah, that and game plan, again, scheme. They're gonna defend him now.
I think, in my opinion, Pettis has mental. I'm not saying he's nuts, but the focus on Pettis, there's something wrong there. It could be off the field issues. It could be the complication of the playbook. I don't know what it is. Maybe the wide receivers coach, Welker and Miles Austin, have something against him. We don't know. We're on the outside looking in. They know what's on the inside because they're inside. The knock on Pettis, listen, I liked him because of his ability. He creates separation. He was a good route runner. His hands are inconsistent. He was a dynamite punt returner, which I don't understand why they're not even giving him a chance as a punt returner. But with that being said,
Richie James Jr.
Yeah, I at least put him back on kickoffs or something. You know what I'm saying? Get the damn guy on the field.
I know.
But with that being said, I think that Deebo is more. That's perfect right there. Different mindsets. Deebo's more mentally strong than Pettis. He has the ability to focus, learn the playbook, adjust on the fly. Okay. Where Pettis might need a little extra in the ass, in the butt, if you will.
I agree with that. But we didn't know Pettis had these mental issues until now. You know what I'm saying? Pettis came in ready to ball last year. So then
He finished that season very strong.
Yeah, because he was coming in as our number one, right? We didn't know what.
But I will say this: he finished very strong and wasn't number one on that roster. This is a different roster. This is a different offense.
Got you.
You have Deebo. They addressed a veteran in the wide receiving room with Emmanuel Sanders. And to be honest with you, I think Emmanuel Sanders is helping Deebo. Not only with him being on the field and the defense has to respect him, but I think he's helping him in the film room. I think he's helping him in mental game. Correct. All that. How to be a receiver in the NFL. What you need to do. What you need to look for. How you need to study, the time you have to put in, what to look for on tape, all this stuff. And I don't think Pettis is on that page.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's not a knock about Pettis. He's talented. Go ahead, Mike.
Listen, aside from the mental aspect, which are very different, very, very different. Aside from the mental aspect, physically, these are two different receivers.
Agreed.
Deebo is a guy that looks for contact. Pettis is a guy
the other one goes from.
You don't drop off when you're looking for contact. You get what I'm saying?
You're correct.
That's something that when in year one, when they figure out that you're shying away from contact, the safeties already know those linebackers. One big hit is all it takes to rattle this guy. That don't work with Deebo. Deebo's already got the drops. What's going to be?
Deebo wants to hit you, like you just said. He runs at you, not around you, not by you. He goes at you. He wants to truck your ass. That's
right. So the mental thing is huge also. But I just don't want to touch on it anymore because you guys already touched on it. The mental thing is very big. But you combine that with the physical part of it, two completely different animals we got here. One is finesse and one is power.
Correct.
That's it.
That's the difference between the X and the Z. That's the difference between the X and the Z.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So one just quick thing, and we'll jump off this. I don't know if Wayne has to say or Nick has to say anything about it. But remember back in the beginning of the year.
1 hour. Woo!
We're going. Remember back to the beginning of the year where Kyle, we all said to each other, why can't they just put two guys out there and run with it? Kyle had a plan in his head. He said, okay, let me take from last year. Let me take from this year. What we added, what we had, let's put them in a pot and let's start rotating the guys. Let's start giving them opportunities. Let's see who wants it. Competition, that's the best thing you could have. Competition will bring out your best. And this is before Emmanuel Sanders, okay? You saw Marquise Goodwin with Pettis. Then Goodwin came off the field. It was Pettis with Bourne. Then Pettis came off the field. It was Goodwin with Bourne. He was trying to find his rotation at wide receiver. So with that being said, the players that are on the field, minus Emmanuel Sanders because he wasn't there from day one, stepped up to the challenge, took their opportunities, grabbed it, and ran with it. The guys that are not on the field or in the game plan didn't. And that's why you see Bourne, you see Bourne, you see Deebo, you see Emmanuel Sanders, you see Richie James before the ladder.
Yep.
So honestly, great mental test by Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, I like it. He tried all the different combinations. You're absolutely right. I have two very random comments today. Two very random comments right now, and then we're going to keep it moving, okay? Number one, Titans might be the scariest team in the AFC in the playoffs.
Damn right.
Put that out there. I've been watching those guys the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I'm not sure anybody wants to play those guys. I don't care if you're the Patriots. I don't care if you're the Ravens. I don't care if you're the Chiefs. Yeah. The Titans, watch out for those guys in the postseason. If they don't get in their own heads and they keep playing like this, we ain't got nothing to lose. They are a dangerous team. They are the 2011 Giants. I'm telling you right now, that's them. Number two, did you guys see Derrick Henry's numbers for this week?
No.
32 carries, 211 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, how many carries?
That motherfucking that's why I lost my
32
fantasy
carries
because of him.
33?
32 carries. 32, 211 yards, and 3 touchdowns, bro.
That's what you call a Mike Vrabel offense.
Watch out for those boys in the playoffs. I'm telling you right now. Holy smokes. Jesus. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's get back to what we're doing over here. Nick, you back with us, man? I see your dashboard. You need some gas? Oh, that's your – Nick, you all right? Mic check. You on mute?
Yeah,
hey, listen, just real
all right.
If I disappear, I'm just helping my wife bring the kids in. That's all.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm good now. But when she comes, I'm just gonna.
Okay. All right. So let me see. So we did all the offensive players. Now, is there anybody else? I'm not going to make you guys stick to offensive defense. Is there anybody else that you guys want to put some respect on? Because there's a couple of guys who are earning respect week after week and things like that. And some guys said, "I hear the talk, Richard James, and I'm here to show you guys I can do something." I want to know if there's anybody else that you guys want to put some respect on. Let's do it.
Jimmy Mother Effing Ward.
No, we did Jimmy Ward. Oh, he must have been here.
He wasn't here on that one.
Yeah, that was.
I wasn't here. All right.
Yeah, no, that was.
That was my guy.
That was. Yeah, I was about to say that was Wayne's defensive guy, Jimmy. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Right.
We definitely touched on him. Damn, Tony walked. It's a good thing that Tony walked away because if he had to set his guy and then walked away, he wouldn't have been able to explain. So, and then his wife would have jumped on camera and beat him up. So it's all good. We talked about Fred Warner already, Preston. I see the comment in there. All right, Wayne, Nick, any other guys that you guys want to put some respect on, man? Somebody who is not the obvious. You know, like I said, everyone's talking about George Kittle. Everyone's talking about Richard Sherman already. You know, I want someone who's not the obvious name that people aren't. You know, they're just kind of overlooking these guys a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So who you guys got?
We definitely got to put some respect on Mostert's name too, man. That boy done came in off the special teams unit Said, Coach, give me the God blessed ball. I could run this rock. I bet you I could run it better than any of the other backs you got. And I'll get to that hole quicker than any of the other backs you got. And therefore, you get the explosive plays. But you got to understand there's a system to Kyle Shanahan's running backs. And there's a reason why there's going to be 3 running backs utilized tonight. Just tune in to watch the system work. Mostert.
I F with it. I F with it heavy, man. You know, Mostert has been my guy. I love what I've seen from him. So, yeah, I like it. Nick, any comments on Mostert?
No, I mean, like I said, man, I said earlier, I touched base on this earlier on the show after we had Hawk Blogger on. I was always down on Raheem Mostert, and you know, he's proven me wrong. He's one of the guys that, you know, I talked about the 3 backs. I talked about 3 backs and how they have their similarities, but they're all different at the same time. We talked about that, so I'm not going to go over what I said about them again. You know, if you guys didn't catch that, just make sure you catch that interview with the Hawk Blogger. Brian was a good sport and was pretty cool. I mean, he was realistic, so I like to see that. He didn't make me come out of my pocket on him, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think Tony is back here. You good to go, Tony? I mean, you're on mute right now, but I can't take you off either.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for my wife to come with my daughter.
Yo, Tennessee just scored again.
Bro, the game is over. What do you mean they scored? You behind on something, bro.
Yeah.
What Tony, give me I know you had somebody that you wanted to touch on. They right now they just said damn, I'm having a brain fart that quick. God damn.
His player, defensive player maybe? Or is another player you want?
No, I said anybody. Go ahead, Tony.
I got a bunch of guys. I'm going to start off with one. Unfortunately, he's injured, and that's Weston Richburg. Weston Richburg really helped this offense take off in this season. The continuity he had with Jimmy and the front line to block. Listen, this offensive line, this scheme for blocking, it's tough. You guys got to gel. You guys got to get on the same page, and you got to work together as a unit. Because if you don't, it's not going to happen. But that's one guy I really wish he didn't get hurt, and I really wish he was with us. And on the defensive side of the ball, I want to go with another low-key guy who was my surprise breakout player going into week 1 when we had our show to talk about who's going to be the breakout player. And that's DJ Jones, another guy who's hurt. I really wish he was with us. DJ Jones' play inside was phenomenal. He really helped that defense in the run game. Explosive off the ball, strong hands, pushed centers back, decleated them, put them right on their backside into quarterbacks several times. 2 major pieces that are missing from this team right now.
DJ Jones, yeah, I like him too, man. He was somebody that was slowly getting that respect, that recognition. You know what I mean? And when he was coming back in there, he was someone that you had to put some respect on him. So I like DJ Jones as well. Wayne, is there anybody that you want to bring some recognition to, man? Because I got a little list of people that I want to run down here, but I'm not going to sit here. We're not going to do long, drawn out parts. We'll give a couple of names and why we like those guys.
Oh man, yeah. I think let's see. We talked about DJ. We talked about Richburg. I'm trying to think, man. I mean, I wish we had all our guys back, man. I wish our guys, I wish we could bring Ronald Blair back. I never knew how effective Ronald Blair was. I mean, I didn't know how effective he was. I didn't realize how much of his importance was until he sacked Russell Wilson before his injury and tore his ACL, wherever he tore. Like, I never knew how effective or how fast he was to track him down to do that. And guys, I know we're struggling to finish the sacks. I understand that we're struggling. It's different. But we are missing a good chunk of our depth, and our depth is one of the reasons why we're probably struggling to hit home on those sacks. The pressures is still there, but I definitely miss my guy Ronald Blair, man. I realized how much he is missed, along with him, DJ Jones. These were guys that weren't drafted high at all. Okay, and they came in and they just learned, and they play with high motors. These are high motor guys. And injuries just plague them, man. And I wish them, well. And they've been nothing but a blessing to the 49ers organization and to this team.
I agree with you, man. Much respect to those guys. I'm just going to run down a list of names really quick that I want to put some respect on. I want to start with our current center, Ben Garland. Ben Garland has been doing a really good job standing in right now. A lot of people tried to blame him for some stuff that wasn't his fault previously. Ben Garland has been doing a really good job. And with finding out today that Matt Breida is active, and I expect him to play. I mean, I know he was active last week, right? That might not seem like a big deal, right? But I know that he was active last week. Let me tell y'all something. Tevin Coleman, Matt Breida, and Raheem Mostert today, with thinking about how I think this game is going to go, you're going to see Ben Garland on that second level leading the way for a lot of these guys. And you guys are going to think back to what I'm saying right now. Those boys are good. I'm telling you right now, you're going to think back to it. So he is definitely one of the guys that I wanted to touch on really quick. Emmanuel Mosley. I know a lot of people thought that I didn't like Emmanuel Mosley because I like Ahkello Witherspoon more than Mosley. I think Ahkello Witherspoon is better than Mosley. All right? Both of those guys I want to put some respect on, but I'm just doing this in the order that I see it on my screen right here that I have the names written down. Emmanuel Mosley, young man came in, his number was called, and he worked. He got worked a couple of times, don't get me wrong. He had some really bad – he had 2 back-to-back games that were really bad, but that young man is just now stepping in there, and he's asked to come in and fill some big roles too. So shout-outs to him, all right? The other guy is going to be, like I said, Ahkello Witherspoon. Love AK. Y'all already know how I feel about him. All right, so that is my guy. Ahkello Witherspoon is somebody that people just, he had 2 bad games, bench him. Meanwhile, like I said, the 2 bad games that Emmanuel Mosley had were worse than his, but they don't want to hear it. That's all good. It's all good. Kwan Williams, I'm talking about the secondary. This guy is so important in the run game and shutting down the slot. He is very, very important to what we do here on this defensive side of the ball. I feel better with him and Richard Sherman out there. If you ask me about who one of those guys I don't want to lose, that's who it is. It's Kwan Williams. I want to keep him out there also. Let me see.
My God, talk your shit, Mike.
I'm just saying, man. Those guys, he's really, really important over there. I forgot Nick was over there, man. He's all quiet over there, man. Nick, and if you got some names you want to jump in, man, go ahead, because I'm just going to keep going.
That would be my other guy. You know how high I've been on Kwan Williams since he's been on this team. I was probably one of the only ones in the very beginning of how much I loved Kwan Williams.
Yeah, because you got to remember, I was like, no, put
so
Jimmy.
That probably would have been my other guy.
Nick is breaking up over there, guys. But
Nick
is right.
Slot, and I was like, no, Kwan.
He's in and out. He's in and out over there. But he's right, though. Nick was on Kwan Williams, and I was like, nah, man, let him sit on the bench. I was like, we can put Jimmy Ward in the slot. Kwan Williams can come up later if we need him. I'm happy to say I was wrong. It's all about putting your best 11 players on the field. Kwan Williams plus Jimmy Ward, that's good money right there. You know what I'm saying? So I like those guys as well. Ali jumping in here. What's going on, Playboy?
Hey.
Where are you watching the game tonight, man?
I'm going to my cousin's place. Bunch of Hawks fans, a couple Niners fans. It's gonna be a show.
All right.
It's gonna be a show.
Let me see here. I think that's it for my guys. I want to put some respect on. I saw a lot of people in the chat singing and give a shout out to Ross Dwelly.
Yo, hold on. Can you give a shout out to Laken Tomlinson?
We did. Oh, we touched on Laken Tomlinson, bro. We put a lot of respect in that name. Yeah, oh yeah. So Laken Tomlinson is one of them. I'm trying to think. The reason I didn't say, I can tell you guys now the reason I didn't say anything about Ross Dwelly. I didn't mention Ross Dwelly because I felt like he came in and just did what they asked him to do. There was nothing special about what he did. He wasn't a liability, but he wasn't special. It was just good job at doing what we're asking you to do. There wasn't the yards after the catch. There weren't any significant physical blocks or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not I'm hating on him. He just did his job. And then I think a big part of it with me is my perception's a little off about this guy because Grant Cohn hyped him up so much in the preseason. I was expecting him to come in here and be the second coming of Kittle. And then I'm like, yeah, he's just a regular tight end. He's just a regular ass tight end. I mean, he didn't do anything that Vance McDonald didn't do. I didn't see it from him. So
nah, he caught the ball when they threw it to him. McDonald couldn't catch when he was a 49er.
That's not true. McDonald has some really nice catches, man. Come on now.
That boy had more drops than he did catches, bro.
That's not true.
That's not true.
Come on, Wayne.
No, that's
Come
not
on,
true.
Wayne. Don't discredit. Don't discredit.
I'm going to discredit Vance McDonald all the way. Every time he got hit, the ball came out. Come on, man. Look, man.
Don't
Ross
discredit him
Dwelly,
like that,
Ross Dwelly will get a check plus on my book. He don't got to be freaking the second coming of George Kittle. He could just be Ross Dwelly, right? He came in. He caught some key big first downs to keep this game going for the 49ers to be 12-3.
But we can't put more on a catch because of it kept the chains moving.
He had one catch, Mike, that should not have been a catch, bro. He had to reach out to get that ball. It was a bad ball thrown by Jimmy Garoppolo. He reached it, caught it, boom, secured. We win that game, bro. He doesn't make that catch, we possibly don't win the game.
And I'm not taking that away from him. I'm not saying that he didn't make any good catches. I said he made some good I said he was a regular guy. That's all I'm saying. Like, look, it's all good. Look, like I said, I'm not trying to discredit. I'm not here to bash anybody, but that's why he wasn't in my segment. Is all I'm saying. So,
I ain't saying that now. That's
this guy right here. Right, trying to be funny. You know what I'm saying?
Now that's discredit right there, Ali. You see that? That's a discredit right there.
My man said toilet. Oh, Jesus. Get that off of my. Where's that comment? All right, man. Now, see what I'm saying? Y'all trying to be funny. Is Nick back? Okay, Nick is back in here too. All right, guys.
Have y'all done your predictions yet or no?
No. This whole show so far has been about putting respect on people's names, but now it's time to turn the page. Now it's time to turn the page.
Turn it.
Now it's time to get hype. Now it's time to turn up. Now it's time to
wait. I see you wait
against these bum-ass birds. It's time to invade the nest. It's time to let these motherfuckers know whose house it is. We taking over, and it's starting right now. The time is now. Now we're going to break it all down, fellas. Let's go. Now we're going to turn up on these fools right now, okay? Now it's happening, man. I want to talk about this upcoming game. I want to talk about how we're going to go in there and we're going to smack Russell Wilson in the mouth. I want to talk about how beast mode is going to be least mode tonight, fellas. Let me calm down. The floor is yours, fellas.
Let's go. Let's go. Everybody turn up. I can tell you right now, this game right here, this game is going to be all red and gold. You feel me? All red and gold. I guarantee a victory on tonight. And I'm not talking about no 21, 20, 19 to 10, 17, 10. I'm talking 41 to 13. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. You hear me? You wanted my prediction? You got it. 49ers, all gas, no brakes. Part of my French and my English and my Spanish, but we're going to go out there and we're going to dismantle these Russell Wilson crab leg mother suckers, yo. I guarantee it. Now say something. Where them Sea Chicken fans in this chat right now? Because I know they're here. They probably jumped out and got scared. Let's go. Let's go.
Yo, all I gotta say is my mom's over here dying.
I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom. My bad.
No, it's good.
No,
it's good.
no, she's like, you're like, when you say let me stop, she's like, no, don't stop. Don't stop.
Oh my God.
Oh, I
right,
love it.
man.
I love it.
That's right. And I know there was Seahawks fans in here earlier. Where y'all at now? Come in here and talk some smacks, man. We can sit here and shoot y'all down. Talk about how beat up this team is. Y'all don't stand a chance, man. We can sit half of that, man. Look, man. This game is not even going to be close. I agree with what Wayne was over there saying, man. Breezy's sitting here telling you guys, this is the game where the Niners come back right now. Yeah, get the victory shots ready. The gold bar is going to be on deck tonight, fellas. Listen, man, this team has this drought going on up here in the Pacific Northwest, okay? The 49ers haven't beat this team since 2011, okay? It stops today. Tony's back. Let me calm down, man. Tony, man, we over here, we turning up, bro. We turning up, Tony. I'm telling you now, we're on to the game now, man.
All right.
To the game right here, baby.
All right.
And I'm telling you right now, the Seahawks don't stand a chance. Like my man just said, it's not going to be some close 27 to 24 type of thing. He's talking about winning by 3 scores, bro. I want to know how y'all feeling about this game tonight. I'm going to try to calm down. I don't like to yell. My baby's in the other room sleep. I don't want the pizza to fall apart in the oven because I'm stomping and kicking. So I'm going to relax. I'm going to ask y'all fellas how y'all feeling about this game. Let's talk about it. The floor is yours.
Who's first? Anybody? All right, I'll roll with it. Listen, tough matchup. We haven't won since 2011 in this place, okay? There's a curse, whatever the hell you want to call it, but it's got to end. And I think it's going to end tonight. But there's some things that we need to do and make sure we're doing correctly and we're on top of in order for this to happen, okay? The place is going to be loud as hell. All right, we just got to get ready with that. You got to take the crowd out of the game. I think this is a bounce back game for Joe Staley versus Clowney. Clearly, Staley was banged up the last time they met. They rushed Staley back. I think all four of us could agree with that. And I think the tide's gonna turn on them, and they're gonna rush Clowney back from his injuries. So, with that being said, if this team does what they do best, if Jimmy throws an interception, let it be early, let him get out of his system. We hold the ball, no stupid penalties, play smart, sound, fundamental football on both sides of the ball. We get the dub and we break the curse. I'm going to tell you something. It's going to come down to the trenches with this game, in my opinion. I know, Mike, you feel different about this, but I think this game, whoever dominates the trenches on both sides of the ball is going to be the winner of this game. That's just my thing. I'm basic right now. I'm keeping it plain and simple. This is like my intro, and let's see what others have to say, because I could sit here and talk, and I could sit here and babble on, break down schematics, break down matchups. It won't be fair because other people want to talk. So that's just my quick feeling about this. So let's hear what you guys have to say.
All right, Ali. I know you got something to say over there, man. And I know you out there in Seahawk country, man. They love it over there where you are, bro. And I know you probably want to sit there and yell some obscenities to some of the people. You probably walk by some of those ugly-ass lime green jerseys over there looking like they should be conducting traffic at nighttime. Hey, man, talk to us, man. How you feeling over there? Tony thinks it's going to come down to a battle in the trenches. He's making it sound like we got to concentrate and we got to be locked in and key to focus. And I'm not saying that we can go in there and we're going to win this from that fleet. I don't think it's going to be as close as Tony's making it sound, man. What do you think?
I'm not saying
I'm ready to go to war. I'm ready to go to war. That's what I'm ready to do, baby. I'm ready to go to war. Let's go to war. Let's go to war. I'm ready to go to war. Let's go.
I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Let's go.
My man is in the middle of the street.
I'm ready to go to war. Y'all want to go to war tonight? Because I'm ready. I'm ready to go to war. We win it by 17 tonight, bro. We win it by 17 tonight.
All right. That's
we
what
win
I
it
like
by 17. I don't care. Yo. There was so many things that had to go wrong for this team not to win at home against Seattle. And everything that could go wrong did go wrong. Is this going to happen again? Here's what's against us. Crowd. Lynch, Wilson. That's it. Here's what's for us. I'm a dumb it down for you. Bosa, Armstead, Buckner, Garoppolo, Kittle, Mosley. Not Mosley. Mostert, Breida, Coleman, Staley, McGlinchey, Warner. Okay? If we can't overcome off the street Lynch and this crowd, then our season's over. If we don't overcome those two things, then our season's over. Those two things. We're about to overcome those two things, and that's our season. We're about to get this bye. We're about to get this win this West. We're about to go to the Super Bowl. Okay? Y'all hear me?
Hell yeah, we hear you.
We hear you, Big Russ.
I hear you, baby. I'm just trying not to be more amped than you right now, because I'm ready to go to war with you, baby.
Let me hear you. Wait. Let me hear you run through that wall for me, bro. Let me hear you run through that wall for me one time.
All gas, no
break. Let's go.
Hey, you tell them people in Seattle that we coming, motherfucker. We coming. Hey, you let them know how it's gonna go down right there, baby. I got you, man. I'll fly out there real quick. Let's go. Let's go.
Yo, I love it, man. Everybody in the chat right now, just type the word war. Just type the word war if you think the Niners take this one, man. Let's go. I like it, man. Ali done started something, man. He out there. My man was literally in the middle of the street just yelling, war! I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it, man. That's how you do it, kid. Oh, man, that was beautiful. All right. Look at this. Look at the war cries in the chat, man. Look at the war cries in the chat. Let's go. Look at this. I love it. I can't even click them all. I'm going to try to click them all, man. I got to get to the top. Is this where it starts? Is this where it starts right here? Look at the war cries, baby. Let's go. Y'all can talk. I'm going to keep clicking. Go ahead, Wayne. You can talk, but I'm going to keep clicking over here, man.
Hey, man, look. Yo, we say it every show. We say it every show. At the end of every show. If you tune in to every show, drop them 3 phrases we say at the end of every show in the chat right here. Drop them 3 phrases right now. We say it at the end of every show. I guarantee you that we are going to prepare for glory. We're going to anticipate. No. Not even going to anticipate the pain. We're going to bring the pain. Like Method Man said, I came to bring the pain hardcore to the brain. Let's go inside my astral plane. We're going right into Seattle right now, and we're going to bring it. Look, Nick, I know you don't want Fred Warner tackling all over the place. That man is going to be flying around the field like he's motherfucking Jimmy Snooker. I guarantee you, my dude, Fred Warner, is going to have an all-pro game tonight. And, yo, don't expect Russell Wilson to throw the ball in the flat today because it will be picked 6 all the way, yo. Yo, I'm telling you, man, it's going to be electrifying. I don't know who I was talking to, but I told everybody this game tonight should be on HBO pay-per-view right now. Everybody's going to be tuned in. No one's watching NBA. No one's watching NHL. You don't even got to be a fan of the 49ers and Seattle Seahawks. They will be tuned in this Sunday night game. The NFL knew exactly what they were doing when they made this schedule. They knew exactly what they were doing when they decided to flex this game into 8:20 because all the 49er fans in the world, especially on the East Coast, will go into work tomorrow, right? Well, I ain't got to work, but Mike ain't going to work either. Tony will be in the work tomorrow with his junk swinging and dangling out because we're going to be the team that comes out on top. Why? Because we all gas, no brakes. All gas, no brakes. I'm telling you, it's going to be all gas, no brakes.
That's good.
I am still clicking my little heart out over here, man. Look at these. For everybody in this room, I am very, very impressed, man. This is insane. This is crazy. I love y'all, man. This is what it's all about right here. All right, now, Tony, man, I heard you say that you think it's going to come down to a battle in the trenches, and I got to disagree with you. I know we mentioned this earlier, but listen, man, I think it's all about the secondaries today. I think it's all about the secondaries, right? The trenches. For the defensive side of the ball for the Niners, it's only 4 guys. We know that. I missed one. It's only 4 guys. See, these Facebook, man, I wish y'all put y'all names in there so we can get y'all some respect, but it's all good. Oh, bad word on that one. But, Tony, man, it's only 4 defensive linemen. I think it's going to come down to our secondary. Our secondary is what's going to be about knocking down that run game for them, making sure Russell Wilson don't get outside. You know what I mean? The secondary is going to make sure they don't get off of those scramble drills. Make sure they don't have any big plays down the field because those are the momentum swingers. That's what they're going to be looking for tonight. They're going to be looking for momentum changers. They're going to be looking for plays that discourage the 49ers, motion swingers, okay? We can't let that happen. It's all going to be based off of our secondary, man. These guys have got to tackle. Where'd it go? Where'd my comment go? Oh, I lost my spot. There's still war cries in here. I can't do them all, fellas. I tried, man. I'm really trying. I don't even.
No. So about your secondary, predict. Would you think about your secondary? I agree with you, but let's rewind this back. How we all agreed how the secondary and the defensive line work hand in hand, right? So if we're getting pressure on Russell Wilson and his eyes automatically drop to get away from the pressure. Okay, and we get to him and we hit him. It doesn't matter about the secondary because we're applying that pressure. That's why I say it's the trenches. And I mentioned last week on last week's show, okay? Arizona put something on film on how to not stop, but how to get in Russell Wilson's head. Let's see if Robert Saleh takes a page out of the Arizona and Vance Joseph's playbook and applies it to Russell Wilson. They delayed blitzed him a ton of times, and Russell did not look comfortable. He was not on his platform. When he tried the roll, that's where the free rusher was, and it worked, okay? He clearly was not on his game. But I think you're going to see a multiple different looks. You're going to see the wide nine. You're going to see them go back to their base alignment with their front four. Listen, man, you got I'm not trying to be negative Nancy. We haven't won in this damn building since 2011. We're playing Russell Wilson, okay? Russell Wilson. I understand right now we're the better team, okay? They have their injuries. We have our injuries. I understand that. I am also confident on the aspect that we went blow for blow, and we went into a full-out shootout with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints in the Dome. So what I'm trying to say is I think we could beat this team. And I think it's not going to be close. It's not going to be a 50-burger, a 20-point win. I think it's going to be a nice win. But I'm telling you now, if you guys think that he can't take over this game, you're crazy. I'm telling you, Russell Wilson has a thing. In that stadium with a big game on prime time, Russell Wilson always rises to the occasion. It's up for our defense, our offense, our play caller on offense, our play caller on defense to go into the mentality of this game with one thing on their mind. Wayne, thank you. The offense has to play to this, and the defense has to play to this. Because I'm telling you right now, if he lets off that gas versus this team, they're not going to win.
Can't let off.
He's got to put them away. It can't come down to, okay, we got a 10-point lead. Let's pull back a little bit. No, this is your playoff. It starts now. Now it starts.
This ain't the game for no vanilla play calling.
You put your backs against the wall and you fight. This is a MF street fight. You're going to beat these guys. You got to play with a chip on your shoulder because I'm telling you right now, if you're going to overlook Marshawn Lynch and you're going to overlook Russell Wilson, you're going to lose this game. I'm telling you, Pete Carroll always has something up his sleeve.
Yeah,
I'm
that
telling you, I watch it, even though that game was a lot closer than what the score showed, okay? But we didn't have Kittle in that game. We had a banged-up offensive line in that game. We had two piss-poor turnovers that got them defensive touchdowns. I understand that. But we're not at home. We're in Seattle. They have to prove that they can beat this team in Seattle. Do I think it's going to happen? Yes. But they have to bring their A game. They can't come in slouching like they did versus Atlanta because they'll get blown right out of that stadium. I'm telling you. It's right there. You see it.
Newsflash, Freddie Kitchens has been fired. He has been terminated from the Cleveland Browns. Carry on, Tony.
The other guy's going to the GM because he's another whatever. John Dorsey. But guys, all bullshit aside, it's going to come down to the trenches. If we can hold up their pass pro versus their defensive line, and our defensive line get the best of their offensive line, the Niners got this and they got it in hand. I'm telling you right now, it's going to come down to the trenches because, listen, I could sit here all day and I'll break down schematics if you want, but the game's going to be kicked off in what, 27 minutes? 27 minutes we got, okay? We have to play our A game, man. Kyle's got to come in with that killer instinct. He's got to get in the rhythm and the play calling. Salah's got to be a little more creative. I understand he's not a guy that likes to blitz. I understand that. But I said it before, Arizona put something on film. And you know what? Teams put something on film against us, running all those bubble screens and all those quick passes. Drew Brees was getting the ball out of his hand in 2.3 seconds. That's how you slow our pass rush down, okay?
They don't have the receivers to do it. They don't have the tight ends to do it, bro.
You have Tyler Lockett. You don't think Tyler Lockett could take a bubble pass to the house? You're crazy, Mike.
They're not doing that. We're pressing, man. They're not doing that this game, man.
All right. I'm just telling you.
They're not the Saints.
I'm telling you straight up. You cannot count out Russell Wilson.
And that's why I don't think it comes down to the trenches. I don't care about the sacks tonight.
It's about the pressures. It's about getting him off his platform.
I'm not concerned about the pressures either. I'm concerned about containment more than pressure. Hear me out. I'm concerned about containment more than pressure. Make him beat us with his arm, not scrambling.
And he could kill us with his arm, because if he starts doing those loop-de-loops behind that line of scrimmage, someone's going to get free.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why I think it's about the secondary, bro. If the secondary plays man and they hold their guys, there's not a damn thing Russell Wilson can do. If we get to him behind the line of scrimmage, we pressure him, cool, great, so be it, right? But what you don't want to do is have a play breakdown. You don't want the guys to be running with their wide receivers, and then we pressure him and he breaks out because our backs are still turned to him. You know what I'm saying? That's not what you would. We can't show that. We can't show that. It's not ours. But like you get what I'm saying? We don't want these guys to let Russell Wilson start running behind their backs, man. That's what I'm saying. If he's got all day back there and he's still looking forward, we know exactly where he's at. Now it's about the secondary doing their job and containing him. All right? That's what I'm saying. Don't let Russell Wilson get free. Containment.
I want Russell Wilson on the ground.
Containment.
I want it to be like that playoff game where Aldon Smith got his ass on the first play, stripped him, and we got the ball.
We lost that game, bro. We had a ton of pressure on him and we lost that game.
Yeah, that was on. That was on.
We have a better offense right now. Don't start. Don't.
How many points they put up in that game?
Huh? I don't remember. I don't remember. But I'm telling you right now, we have an advantage over that team. Leap years off of our play caller. Our play caller knows how to attack defense, and I'm telling you now, whoever's playing free safety, you better get your head out of your ass and you better watch, because it's coming, buddy. It's coming. Kyle's going to attack the middle of the field against this team. He's got to run the ball. He's got to stick to what he does best. Don't get stupid. You run the ball. The play action sets up the deep pass. The play action sets up this. What we see in the first 15 plays, you're going to see later in the game that's going to be the knockout punch to this team. He puts things out for plays down the line. Not there.
And that's why I'm not worried, bro. That's why I'm saying we just got to contain Wilson.
I'm not worried about
sack every play. Don't get me wrong. I'm all about the sacks, but I think the worst thing you can do is over pursue and he steps up and he breaks off. And
that's all leads to what I said before, Mike. They got to send a delayed blitz. That's how that stops that.
Delayed blitz, spy. It just needs to be different.
Right.
Needs to be different.
They got to give him a different look.
Yeah, that's why I said containment. Right. I'm not all about the whole, snap the ball, boom, everybody's – because when you converge on Russell Wilson like this, he slips right through.
Of course, and that's where the delayed blitz comes in, whether it's a middle linebacker or a nickel back, whether it's K'Wan Williams, Fred Warner, whether it's K'Wan Williams, Dre Greenlaw. It's going to happen. They go dime.
Secondary.
Huh?
That's the secondary.
K'Wan Williams on a blitz is a secondary?
He's coming from the secondary. That's what I meant. I said that's what I'm telling you. It's all about the guys in the secondary. I said the reason I'm saying it's not up front is because the trenches are our four linemen. I said that. That's what I said. It's about the guys behind them. To me, it's about the guys behind them doing their part now. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If it's coming in on the blitz, if it's bro. I promise.
When you say secondary, I'm talking about the outside corners and the deep safeties.
The linebackers don't count as secondary?
No. What's your mid-level defense?
When you say it comes down to the trenches, I don't count the linebackers.
Why? They're your run game.
That's for your run game, though.
How do we play our run defense? You rush the passer and play the run to the quarterback, right?
Right, but linebackers don't do that.
Linebackers they fill the gaps.
Make sure they diagnose, they pause.
They fill the gaps, though. Right?
Yeah, of course.
So if you're taking your right side, the defensive tackle's going the A gap. The defensive end is either going outside C gap or interior C gap. All right. So now who's got to fill the B gap? The middle linebacker.
Right.
There's all designs here. You can't be that aggressive without having your second level stepping up and filling. That's versus the run, at least.
Right. You just said second level. That's what I'm talking. When you said it's about the trenches, I said I think it's beyond the front four. I specifically said it's beyond the front four. So I think we're getting caught up on semantics. You get what I'm saying? I think we're saying the same thing. We're talking about different semantics. That's all. We're saying the same exact thing. We're on the same exact page. And so now that you're saying it that way, you're talking front seven, which is what
I'm talking front seven, but I think our pass rush is the main focal point to get to Russell Wilson and to contain him and get his ass to the ground.
All right.
Because if you don't do that and you don't contain and you don't send a fifth blitzer or a delayed blitz to fill that gap after they penetrate and go upfield, he's going to run the ball right down your throat. He's going to get 6 to 8 yards every carry. And then what do? You can't stop him that way.
No, you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right, man.
That's why I swear to God, Vance Joseph, I'm not a big fan of Vance Joseph. His defense was a little crazy when he played us. They left a lot of shit open. But for him to come up with a scheme to delay blitz Russell Wilson, to keep him off his toes, to flat foot him and make him think, bro, that's how you stop him. And I swear to effing God, if that camera goes to Pete Carroll chomping on that gum, because I just saw it on the comments.
At least 12 times, bro.
I'm telling you right now, a remote's going through my TV. I'll go buy a new one. I don't care. I can't stand.
You are going to see it.
I hate that.
Matter of fact, that was part of Nick's over-under tonight. You're going to see it, bro. You're going to see it. It's all right. It's okay. Hey, listen.
Like a damn cow. Get going.
Don't let them get you off of your game. You know what it is. You know how Chris Collinsworth feels about those Seahawks and Pete Carroll. They love them. Mute the TV, bro. Listen to it on something else.
And another thing I just want to say, okay, it all comes down. Anybody know who the officiating crew is in this game?
No, I don't know I don't know who the officials are for this one.
All right. Well, if they called it, I hope they let them play. I honestly, if I was the commissioner, let them play. That's it. A game of this magnitude between these two teams, this NFL could clearly control this game.
I won't say let them play. I want to stop. The only reason I'm going to cut you off and stop you there is because I'm not going to say let them play. I'm just going to say be consistent. Mm-hmm. To me, that's more important than letting them play. Because what I don't want is a bad call to go uncalled because it's like, oh, well, we were letting them play.
Well, if it's a blatant call, 100%, you got to make the call. But how many in the last game for them? How many times they called holding and the guy wasn't really even holding it? Like stuff like that, like tit for tat shit.
Right.
You got to let some of those stupid little minute plays that have zero impact on the opposite side of the ball. The ball's going left. The play's on the right. Why would you even throw that? But it is what it is.
You're 100% correct, Tony. But you know what? We got to go in there and just play our game plan, man.
You're right.
That stuff is gonna get called regardless. And if it's called, what we need to do is just brush it off, move on to the next play, yo. Because there's nothing you could do about it at that point. You know what I mean?
I want to go on defense first.
See, I want the ball, man. I want to go
and
down there.
Tell you why.
Drive that junk deep down their throat.
Because how many games?
Pause.
How many games where we would get the ball right before half, score, and then we would come back and get the ball in the second half?
I don't want Kyle playing like that today, man.
Yeah, see, but that is your potential knockout punch.
That's part of his game plan. He banks on that right there.
I hear
that is your knockout punch. If he gets in the zone, that's his knockout punch. But the thing is, if he gets his knockout punch and he goes up by 10, he's got to keep going because the minute he lets off, this team is going to fucking creep back. I'm telling you. I've seen it.
Listen, man, I hear you, Tony, but I do know that when we played them, that game you mentioned in the playoffs, we started on defense first. Here comes Alvin Smith. It didn't end well. Listen, I like Kyle's game plan. I'm not going to lie to you, Wayne. I do. Kyle likes to get the ball in the second half. It's something that he does. He feels like it's a free possession. If we can get one possession away from them and we get the ball back, he loves that back-to-back score, man. He does. And it almost backfired on us against the Rams. We didn't score right away when we came out.
Right.
We didn't score right away. But I think we were the next team to score. So it didn't go the way he wanted it to, but that gives Kyle confidence going into the halftime. I'll take it every time. I want confidence. You said you want all gas, no break. We got to keep these guys confident. That includes the coaching staff.
Okay.
And George, real quick, I'm sorry, Wayne, I don't want to cut you off. George, thank you for the contribution, man. We definitely appreciate it. I know you jumped in late. You're one of the faithful followers and the viewers here, man. We appreciate you, man. And yeah, you're right. That Atlanta game has got a sour taste in our mouth. It's not going to be about that this time, though. It is not about.
Give me 1 second, guys.
We are here to break generational curses. It's happening right now. Go ahead, Wayne. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, I think if Kyle does get, I mean, it all depends on the coin toss. And either way, Kyle has to have a game plan for either getting the ball first or not getting the ball first. I think you're right. If we have the choice, he defers to the second half and he continues to follow that route. But I just want to see him come down and go down that field and make their defense say, "Oh, snap." That's it. That's what I want. That's what I want at the beginning of the game. You know why? Because then I will be on level 1,750 for the whole game. The whole game. Like, I won't be able to come down. I might have to stay in the cave because I don't want to scare my son out the house. It's crazy right now. All right. Look, I don't know. We have 15 minutes to kick off. 15 minutes to kick off. Yo.
The teams have left the practice field. They have gone back inside the tunnels. It's time to introduce the teams. It's time for war, baby. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Wayne. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Right now, man, I feel like getting my face paint and going Braveheart on these motherfuckers, yo, and just be ready, man. You know what I'm saying? I am William Wallace, baby. What they going, yo? Listen, man. The last time we played these mother suckers, yo, there was no George Kittle. We do know that. As good as Jimmy G is, I believe he's the MVP of the offense. But George Kittle is what Quan Alexander on defense is to the offense. Go ahead, Mike.
Not only was there no George Kittle last time we played them, not only was there no George Kittle, right? But you got to remember, we lost Emmanuel Sanders to that rib injury very early in that game.
Yeah.
So those are two very, very important keys to the success of this offense that we lost right there.
Agreed.
Hey, kids. Hi, guys.
Say hi.
Elena, hi.
Say hi, Elena. Look at the TV. Look at the screen, mommy. Say hi.
Say hi.
And what do you got to say to Mike?
Go Niners.
Go Niners.
Say go Niners.
Yeah.
Say let's go.
Go.
That's
All right.
what I'm talking about, buddy.
Love you, buddy.
All right, go ahead, Wayne. I'm sorry. I cut you off again, man. I'm sorry.
No, man, kids always get the show, baby. But what I'm saying is they gotta this 49ers team, man, they were missing some key pieces. And I understand that, Seattle's missing some key pieces, but ask me if I care. All I care about is the 49ers stick to their script. They have a game plan and they need to stick to it unless they feel like something is not working. Whoever adjusts quicker and better will come out on top. The reason why I picked that score prediction for the 49ers is because A, Jimmy G is going to throw for over 400 yards. B, I don't care who catches the touchdown passes from Jimmy G, but he's throwing 3 to 4 of them joints. C, you're going to finally see the resurgence of the rushing game. Why? Because we're going to start off with Coleman. We're going to insert Breida. And then we're going to hit the dagger with Mostert. See, I think Pete Carroll is preparing for a heavy doses of Mostert. This is the inception, okay, that you're going to get from Kyle Shanahan. Oh, you were preparing for him. God, hit you with this dude. Boom, here comes Breida, fresh off the table because you didn't see him last week. There's a lot of factors that's going to go into this game of chess. I do think, regardless of what the record is, regardless of what, how many times we've been struggling, it's been 2011. Kyle ain't been there 2011. All right. So all I'm saying is I think Kyle's the better chess player and we come out on top.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I had to mute you, Tony, because your background.
Yeah, I just want to say something. Hey, Jay, take your sorry ass Seahawk ass out of here because you say my kids are ugly again, I'll slap the shit out of you.
Oh, I didn't even see that. I did not see that.
Here we go. It's been said, and I'll slap you too just for talking about his kids. We don't do that here, bruh. We don't do that here.
Yeah,
ever.
See that? That's that. Come on, man. Fuck. All right.
I see what he said. I swear 49er fans' kids are ugly. I got you. Jay.
Don't worry about it. Come on, man. Don't worry about that. You know that the haters are going to say whatever they can to get you riled up, bro. Don't you worry about it, man. You got to ignore them, all right? And there's moderators in there. They'll get them booted. Don't worry about it, man. Hey, yo, my man George popped in here again. He said, my pops tells me we're young and unproven in 1981. This team reminds him of that breakout team.
The year I was born, baby. Now you know why I'm a Niners fan. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like my man says right here, number 1 seed. Oh, damn. I clicked the wrong. Look, y'all got me putting up the percentages.
That's the fan. The fans.
No,
I apologize for that, but you ain't gonna sit here and say shit about my kids, buddy.
No. You're absolutely right.
You know how our room is. They gonna get them, Tony. They gonna get.
You can talk shit about the Niners. I take it personal when you talk about my children.
You're absolutely right, bro. You are absolutely right. You know that. You know they're gonna roast them. So All right. So listen, man. Let me ask y'all this question really quick. Let's try to press right here. All right. Jimmy Garoppolo get the 4,000 yards. He needs 307 yards to get it.
308.
308. I thought he was at
whatever. He need whatever you said. Yep.
I don't know. I could be wrong. It might be 308. It could be 308.
He getting 400. So either way, he gonna get it.
So we getting it?
We getting it.
What you think, Tony? We getting the 4,000 tonight?
Yeah, man. I think so.
Hey, man.
Let's go.
Jimmy gets his 4,000. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, don't go ahead.
No, I said Jimmy gets his 4,000. If I'm not mistaken, what is it? Deebo gets his joints, right? As a rookie receiver. Who else is gonna try to break records on this team? Kittle needs 36 yards, 37 yards to get the 1,000 yards again. Listen, man, it's gonna be a great game, man. History in the making, baby.
I like it, man. I like it. And you know that the universe is messed up when Mike Florio picks the 49ers to win, bro. Look at this, bro. Look at this. Are you sure that Florio picked the Niners?
Now, Mike picked the Seahawks. Everybody else picked the Niners.
Okay. All right. I was about to say, because Mike Florio hates the Niners. So if he said that.
No, but Florio picked the Niners.
Oh, he did?
I'm watching NBC. What y'all watching?
I'm watching NBC. Oh, you read Mike, but it says Florio right before that. They talking about
I got the picture right here, bro.
No, bro, it's on my screen.
Yeah. Mike Tirico picked the Seahawks. Got you.
I can't believe Florio picked this. That is wild. Tony Dungy picked the let's go. And I'm glad it wasn't a clean sweep. Because the sweeps are the worst thing ever.
Right.
Worst thing ever. All right, fellas. So listen, man, we're going to wrap this thing up. We're going to get up out of here. Faithful, y'all know what time it is. It is time for war, baby. It is time for war. Y'all can say your bang, bang, 9 again. You can say your click, click, boom. Y'all know what it is. We bringing the noise tonight, fellas. It is one love in here, man. We already know. 13-3. I said it at the beginning of the season, and damn it, here we are. We looking right down the barrel. It's time for us to answer. What are we made of, Niners? We got to find out if we're going to put our feet to the fire. How are we going to come out of it, man? This is when we're going to find out what the Niners are made of. I don't know if it's going to be a struggle, but I expect to come out of here victorious. I can't wait to do the victory shots with y'all. I'm looking forward to the halftime show. The panic is going to ensue. I'm looking forward to the panicking text. Every first down, Tony's going to text me, Mike, this game is over. Mike, the game is over, bro. That's it. It's over. I can't tell y'all how many times a game I get those text messages from my man Tony. He knows it too. That's why he's smiling over there behind the all gas, no brakes. He knows it. I get those texts 1,000 times every game, but I look forward to it, man.
Listen, I'll tell you straight up, they're gonna win this game. I like being calm and pessimistic about it because I think stupid. Like if I get crazy on them, they usually do shitty. Or if I say they're doing shit, they come back and play strong. That's the way I am. But they're gonna beat this team.
You guys got all your superstitions going on over there?
They're gonna beat this team, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because that turd ran his mouth.
What's that? Why? What?
That turd ran his mouth. That's why. Karma's a bitch. What goes around comes around.
There you go. That's
all
it.
gas, no brakes. Offense, defense. Let's get it.
I got my wings over here. I got my wings. I got my drink. I don't have on a Niners jersey. My man rocking that 97 over there. Is that what that is? Got the 97 with the shadow. He's ready for war. He's got on the war colors. Y'all already know what time it is, man. We getting up out of here, guys. Let's do this. Let's take it on, fellas. Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain, but always
stay faithful.
There you go.